Hello guys, welcome to the project on DevOps. So in the last video we have set up our Kubernetes cluster, and if you remember in Jenkins, we in the last video we haven't added the credential for Kubernetes because at that time Kubernetes cluster was not ready. Let's go ahead and add the credential for Kubernetes. So here actually you have to click on manage credentials. So let me just go once again. So we have to click on manage credential, and if you see here there is some changes in the GUI because I have updated the Jenkins. So to update the Jenkins, simple command is just sudo yum update Jenkins. Okay, so it will update to the latest one. So it will say no package marks for update. Okay, I have installed because there are some issue that I will show you. So if I go to this Jenkins and global credential, when I was trying to add credential, this Kubernetes configuration kube config was not there, so it was not installed by default. Okay, so in that version, so when you update your Jenkins, you will still not able to see this kind because it needs plugins needs to be installed in order to see this kind. Okay, so let's go ahead and install some plugins before configuring the Kubernetes credentials. Okay, so just click on available, and in search box just write Kubernetes. So it is still loading, and I have already installed, so it is not going to show over here in available because it is installed, so there is no Kubernetes plugin. So if I go to installed, so here you will find Kubernetes. Okay, just scroll down a little bit. There's Kubernetes pipeline DevOps, Kubernetes CLI plugin, Kubernetes client API, Kubernetes continuous deploy plugin. So this one is main. So if you click one and install, it will install all these required plugins. Okay, and one more thing, once you install these plugins, there is a issue with this version that when you will run the CI/CD pipeline, you will get error because we have issue with one installed plugins, that is, we need to downgrade that plugin because that is just a workaround because that is Jenkins didn't provide any fix till now, so we have to work with the workaround. Those plugins are Snake, YAML API, and Jackson. What you have to do is you can just go to the Jenkins server and change the directory /var/lib/jenkins/plugin. Okay, and if you search for ls jackson, so here you can see this is the file, so you have to just delete it, and I have already updated, so I'm not going to run this command, otherwise it will take some time. You have to just remove it. I will share all the commands, so don't worry. And you have to install a specific version of these plugins. So those specific version is for Jackson, it should be 2.10.3. 2.10.3. So you have to download this one. And for SnakeYAML, it should be 1.26.2. Okay, so this one. Once it is downloaded, so it is a HPI, you have to just go to this advanced tab, choose the file, so you can choose from here. Okay, and I have already updated. Click on upload, and that's it. So you will just downgrade that plugin, and once it is downgraded, and after deleting these files, just restart your Jenkins. So sudo systemctl restart Jenkins. After deleting the files and after uploading that file, just restart your Jenkins server or Jenkins service, I will say, on the server. That's it for this plugin part, and let's go to the credential and set the credential for Kubernetes. So click on Jenkins and add credentials. So here, once you have successfully installed those plugins, you will see this Kubernetes configuration kube config. So click over there, and ID you can write kube config, whatever. Just remember that we have to mention this ID in the Jenkins file, okay, when we will be deploying the applications. So in description kubeconfig, and we have to copy the configuration file from our master server. So I am on master server now, and just cat the file config, okay, and copy all the data from here to API version, paste it over here, okay, click on OK. We have successfully added the credential for Kubernetes cluster as well. And one more thing, to run the Docker commands on Jenkins server, you have to install the Docker, okay? Because otherwise, Docker is not going to, means when we are going to create the image or push the image to the hub.docker.com, it run a Docker command. So that's why we need Docker to be installed on Jenkins server. Okay, like Gradle we have already installed. So the command is simple, just sudo yum install Docker. Okay, that's it. So I have already installed, so it is not going to ask nothing to do. Okay, and once it Docker is installed, by default you are not able to access the daemon of this Docker. Okay? You have to create one Docker group. So the simple command is sudo group add Docker, okay, and it is already there, so it is going to just say already exists. And then user mod to modify the user. So we are going to add the Jenkins user, that is the automation user. Just added this Jenkins user to this Docker group, and then we have to change the ownership or modify the access for Docker group and give it to the 666 run slash docker dot socket. So you have to just provide this access to this Docker daemon. That's it, you are able to access the Docker now. Okay, so these are the some more prerequisite that we need before working on the real project, means on the CI/CD pipeline.